Again, take your ball tool or whatever tool you're using. Give it a good old ruffle. There you go. On most things you'd be a bit more delicate, but this you want to be quite ruffled. Again, we're going to do the glue in much the same way. We're going to draw it down the centre and up the sides. You can see that's nice and sticky because you haven't put too much on. And again, pop it off the end. Whoa, can't see that. Pop it off the end, which makes it easier to stick. Give it a good push down there. Pick it up and push it together. Here we go. But now we are going to stick a calyx on the end. You need to give yourself a nice little pinch this together, give yourself a nice finished piece. I'll take my calyx if I can pick it up, pop that down. We need a little bit of glue on here. We need to go all over it because we want to actually get this to stick all over. We're not going to have any bits sticking out. So now we just pop that in there and gently bring it round the whole flower. It will stick down. Now these really need to be hung upside down. If they're the right way up, they're just going to open up completely. So you can have a little play and get them the way you want them, and then hang them up on something to dry properly. So that's the normal sized one. These are going to be made with, move this out of the way. These are going to be made with the tiniest cutter. I suppose it's just over 1 centimetre, I think. Now to do this I cut just 2 out. And again, when we start with a tiny pea-shaped piece of fondant. That's not big enough. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually make the whole of the centre. So the first 2 pieces that we made on the normal sized one, where we took a pea and then we put the piece round it and knocked it back, which is to that stage. We're going to actually do that all in one, and I think this is too big. There we go. We're going to make a teardrop shape to start off with. And we're going to pinch it, whoops, to make that straight piece at the back. And then we're going to knock that back through 3 fingers, which will create that piece at the back there. Then you need, I'm using this tool, but you could use a toothpick, something sharp. Run that down there to give you that look of it being open. And now it's completely stuck to my finger because it's so humid and hot. Now we need to do the petals. This works much the same way as we did the big one. I'm going to see if I can get that off my finger. Alright. We'll take something sharp and just push that in and make a lily pad shape. And then we work much the same way as we did before. Pick it up, place it down, and again ruffle the edges, but it's so tiny, it's a little bit harder to work with. Just be gentle with it, and instead of rubbing I tend to sort of roll more. And then again, now I'm not working with a wire with these, but I think it might be easier to wire that little thing up. Again, we work much the same as we did before, and pick our little middle up. The easiest way I found doing this is place it in the centre, get a brush, pull that over and hope that it sticks. There we go, that's the first part. Tiny. Now we don't go up a size, you just take the next one and I use the end of my rolling pin, but any way you can find of doing it, we just want to flatten it out slightly, give it some edges, wings I suppose, and then we do the same thing, ruffle the edges up. Pop those out nicely, and then with the glue, not too much else it won't stick and it won't dry. We do exactly the same, keeping all the glue at the bottom. Now comes the fun bit, trying to pick this up without squishing it. If you find this really hard, you just need to dry it in between so that you can handle it more. Pop it into the centre. Whoop. Pop it into the centre. Get your brush and bring that over. Then from there you can pinch the bottom and then start playing. It needs to be dried, but it doesn't need to be upside down because it's such a tiny bit of paste. It's not gonna, wherever you pop these petals, it is gonna stay put. Now normally if you did these in white, you'd probably want to colour these up. All I did is I made it in white and then took some pink, and I need a brush. I haven't got a tiny brush. Can't use my glue brush. Picked it up and just dabbed it on the very, very edges, and then put a good piece down the centre so that it shows up. And I didn't put a calyx on because I think that would be, you could if you wanted to, but it'd take some intricate work. And there we go, there's the tiny baby one. Now what I did with these is, this is wire, and I just ran this around a toothpick, and the little leaves, you can do those by hand, just any way you desire to make them. I need to get and Google Sweetpeas and find out what shape the leaves actually are. So there you go, there's the baby ones. Thanks for watching.